Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and let's get right into today's video. So I want to start off by saying happy Friday. I hope you all had a wonderful week. This week I wasn't really pushing out too much content because at the beginning of the week I just wasn't feeling the best, but I am definitely feeling a lot better and hoping to push out a lot more content next week. But today I have a Kiara Sky nail haul for you guys. As you guys may know, I love Kiara Sky products. I recently just started working with them, and they did send over all of these products to me as PR, but I was able to pick out the products that I wanted. Another thing I want to say, Kiara Sky packaging is so awesome. 10 out of 10. It literally is so cute. When I open up the box, it just greets me with a pink and wonderful nail products, and I just love it. It's like unwrapping a birthday or Christmas present. Just so adorable, and I love the pink little packaging peanuts that are shaped like hearts. Also, the tissue paper and the little Kiara Sky logo sticker. Super cute. I did go ahead and just remove everything that I picked. This is around a $200 nail haul, and I am just going to be sharing with you guys everything that I picked out from the Kiara Sky website, and I will also be using some of the products to create a nail set. I do have a discount code with Kiara Sky. That code is NAILEDBYBRANDI10, and you can use that to save some money off your purchase. I will go ahead and leave the link down below in the description box along with the discount code, and I will also be putting the links to all of these products that I'm sharing with you guys. So the first item I picked out is a drill bit. I really love the Kiara Sky drill bits. They are super high quality, and ever since I got the cuticle ball bit, and I can't remember, I think it's like the 5-in-1 bit or something like that. This is also one of their 5-in-1 drill bits, which it has different grits on it, and I really love it. I love the color. It's super good quality. It also has that little pink stopper, so that's really nice. This is the 5-in-1 fine. They do have some other grits that you can get, like a little bit more of a coarse or a medium grit, but I decided to go with the fine just because I am not 100% with working with a e-file. I also just prefer a finer grit. That way I can slowly file instead of a lot coming off at once. But the next item here is a dip powder, one of my favorite colors. This is Cheeky. The dip powders are 1-ounce jars, and I love the jars so much. Here is one of their all-in-one 2-ounce jars. I also picked out 2 all-in-one powders. So for the dip powder, it can be used as dip, but for the all-in-one, you can decide if you want to use them as dip powder or acrylic powder, and these are also in 2-ounce jars. I am not a huge fan of acrylic powder, so I do really like that these are all in one. That way I can decide to use it as acrylic, or I can also use it as dip powder. I did pick out 2 colors. I think this one here is Peach Bum, and then the other one is Wifey Material, I'm pretty sure, but you could just see on the bottom of the logo name sticker. So like I was saying about acrylic, I don't personally like using acrylic too much, but ever since I tried the Kiara Sky acrylic nail kit, I fell in love with their acrylic products, the brush, the monomer, and the powders. I just think they really have a really good system, and everything pairs so nicely together. When I did that nail set, I really was just flowing through with the acrylic. Of course, I still am a beginner, but I was having a lot of an easier time versus using a different brand's product. But again, you can also use those powders as dip, and I personally prefer doing dip nails versus acrylic. But either way, both you can use as both things. So the next item I picked are some more of the jelly tips. These ones are the square and medium length. I really like the Kiara Sky jelly tips. I think they're super good quality. They have a lot of different sizes and a few different lengths on their website as well. So they also come in a very nice little case. We have the numbers on the lid and then all of the nail tips. And one thing I really like about these Kiara Sky jelly tips is they actually have the KS logo, which I think is so unique and so awesome just because these jelly tips are literally dedicated to the Kiara Sky brand. And I don't know, I just really like that. I like when brands really personalize their stuff. That way you actually know that it's coming from the brand and it's a really good product. So these nail tips are soft gel and they are called jelly tips. Very nice. They have a thinner cuticle nail bed area to give a seamless look, and then the free edge is a little bit more stronger and thicker to really give the nail support so the nails don't break. So here is the largest and the smallest size side by side. We have a 0, and then I forget if it's a 10 or a 12. I think it's a 10, but I'm not sure how many exactly. But you can definitely see that the 0 is very large, and then it goes all the way to the smallest size. So it is a good variety with size there. The next item I picked out are some gel polishes. I absolutely love reflective or flash gel polishes, and I wanted to get some of these ones from Kiara Sky. This is part of their Diamond FX collection. And I just love these colors. There are so many different things that you can do with these. Even when you're out in the sun, they just sparkle and shine if you put it under low lighting with your flash. I just love the way that these flash gels shine. So I wanted to pick up a few colors. I wanted to get the entire collection, but it was actually out of stock. So I did just get most of the colors that were available and in stock. As for the Kiara Sky gel polish bottles, they are stunning. I love the way they look. I mean, even the little like swatch banner around the bottle has like shimmery glitter. So beautiful. They are also 15 ml, so they are full size, which is super awesome. And each of the colors do have a name and number. I'm not going to be able to say the name just because I can't see while I'm doing my voiceover. But if I do remember, I will pop the name up on screen, but I will also be linking all of these gel polishes down below in the description box. So I'm going to go ahead and show it out of the bottle and also swatch it. And I also want to mention I do have my lights turned off. I think I kept on at least 1 or 2 of my lights. And I also have my phone flashlight on just so you can see how they sparkle and shine. And they were stunning. This was so satisfying to do, to look at the colors and swirl it around in the bottle and then kind of get it out of focus. I love the way that looks. It is so satisfying. I also want to mention that some of these I was a little bit surprised because some of them had the like holographic fine glitter pieces that kind of gives that rainbow look. And then some of the colors actually did not have the like fine rainbow pieces of glitter in it. I'm not sure if they just kind of did that just to give a different look to them or what, but I was noticing that with some of the colors, it has a little bit more of a holographic rainbow glitter. And then like this one here, it doesn't have any of the holographic fine glitters. It just has the silver glitters, which it still is very reflective, but I personally prefer the ones with the like holographic glitter in it, just because I think it gives it more of like a sparkly and like disco ball look to it. But all of the colors were absolutely stunning. I'm going to go ahead and let the rest of this play out just because there really isn't much for me to talk about other than that the colors were absolutely gorgeous. So here are all of the colors swatched. Quickly, I want to let you all know this is only one coat of color and no top coat. I was feeling a little bit lazy and didn't feel like going in with a second coat and a top coat. So this is just one coat, no top coat. All of the colors are absolutely gorgeous. This is also with all of my lights back on and my phone flash was turned off. I just wanted to give you guys a realistic look at the colors without seeing them with a whole bunch of flash on them. All of the colors were so beautiful. Here are the dip and all-in-one powders. I think it is Cheeky. Oh no, Wifey Material, Peach Bum, and then Cheeky. Those were the three colors. And now we are ready to move into the nails. So for today's nail set, of course, I am going to be using products from Kiara Sky. Again, I will be linking everything I showed and will be using down below in the description box. Don't forget, you can use my discount code NAILEDBYBRANDI10 to save some money off all of your Kiara Sky purchases. And I do just want to thank anyone who does use my code. It really does help me out a lot. But now we are ready to jump into the nails. I am going to be doing a jelly tip application with a dip powder overlay, and then I will also be using some of those Diamond FX colors. Well, one of the Diamond FX colors. So off camera, I decided that I would just apply my peel off base coat. If you want to see how you should prep your nails for the longevity, I will go ahead and leave a video linked up in the cards. That way you can go watch that and see some tips and tricks on how to properly prep. But I went ahead, applied my peel off base coat. I also sized out my jelly tips, and of course I'm using the medium square. I will also be using the builder, which is step number 3 from the Kiara Sky Jelly Tip Starter Kit, and I will be using the flash sensor flash curing lamp. So very quick, super easy. I do gel X nails a lot on my channel, so you probably know by now if you have watched a lot of videos, but I am just going to take this builder, apply it to the nail tip where I estimate my natural nail is going to be. I add a little bit more product near the cuticle area. I then place it onto my natural nail, lowering it down at a 45-degree angle until all of the gel builder product has reached the natural free edge of my natural nail. I then go under the nail lamp, which one thing that is really nice about this nail lamp is it does have a sensor, so it will automatically turn on. You don't have to worry about pressing any buttons. I'll go under there, I'll give it a cure for about 10 to 15 seconds. I'll pull it out and repeat the process to all of the other nails. So that wasn't super in-depth. I'm also not showing any prep for the jelly tips or my natural nails. But again, if you want to see a more in-depth tutorial, just check the cards for that video that I talked about. I do go more in-depth with that video. After I had applied all of the jelly tips and I was complete with my flash cure, I do go into my larger Beyond Pro Kiara Sky nail lamp and do a full 30-second cure. After I was finished with that, I did go ahead and do my cuticle filing or sealing in the cuticle, removing any of that spillage. I filed the free edge and also I went ahead and buffed the shine and went ahead and removed all of the nail dust. I did all of that off camera. Again, very repetitive process, and I just decided today I would go ahead and do it off camera. Most of the times it is always a little bit quicker for me to do things when I am doing it off camera, but very quick and easy. Just go in with your filing and buffing. Like I said, I am going to be doing a dip powder overlay, so I will be using the dip powder, which is just the regular dip powder, and the name for this one is Cheeky. It is one of my all-time favorite colors from Kiara Sky. I will also be taking the dip base from the Kiara Sky Dip Essentials, and this is what I am going to be using to adhere the dip powder to these jelly tips. So I feel like I have not done a dip powder manicure in a minute, but I actually really love doing dip powder overlays over gel extensions. I just think it's so easy. It also gives and builds a lot of strength to the jelly tips. Of course, some people may just like to go in with a gel polish. They might think it's a little bit easier, but honestly, I really like doing the dip powder. Sometimes I even feel like it's a little bit quicker because I don't even have to go in to the nail lamp and do a cure. I just do one nail, move on to the next. It dries all by itself, and I just honestly really like this process. I do also want to mention that if your lifestyle, you're struggling with your gel X nails or gel extensions because your lifestyle, it may be a little bit rougher on your nails or whatnot. If you are struggling with them bending or breaking, and when just applying gel polish over top of them, I recommend trying to go in with like 2 to 3 coats of dip powder. You can even just use a clear dip powder to help build the strength up a little bit. And one thing that's so easy about doing dip powder over full cover nail tips is you are just using the dip powder to add a little strength and color to your nails. So when you apply that dip base bond like liquid, you are just going to be applying it like you're painting on gel polish, covering the entire surface of the nail. You can then pour over the powder or dip it. I did show both methods, whichever works best for you. Sometimes I personally prefer to pour it over because it helps to not get any wrinkles or ridges in the nails, but I did find that with this Kiara Sky dip powder, it was one of the best dip powder products I have ever used. It was just so finely milled, and it was just like such good quality. Like I could tell with these products, they were working so well together, the base, the dip powder, and I am not just saying this, I truly mean that. Like I was genuinely surprised with the quality, and I think these might be some of my new favorite dip products. I definitely will be trying more because it can change with if you're using a darker color or a colored powder instead of a nude, but I really liked how it was. I could dip the nail and I felt like it was such a fine powder where it was super easy to dip it. Also, with the base, it didn't dry super quick, but I felt like it dried in just the perfect amount of time, which I really liked. For these nails, I am just going to be applying 2 coats of color because generally 2 coats of dip powder is where you get like that opaque dip powder like look to the nails. You can of course go in with 1, 2, 3, 4 coats of dip powder, totally a personal preference and up to you, but I didn't really want to bulk the nails up too much, so I just decided I would go in with 2 layers. I did my first layer. I made sure to remove any of the dip powder residue on the nails. Very, very important step when you're doing dip powder. You do not want to ruin those dip liquids by leaving any remaining powder on the nails. So make sure before going in with your next coat, you do go ahead and make sure you remove and brush off the nails. So here are the nails with 2 coats of the Cheeky dip powder color. I love this nude so much. I am now going to be taking step number 3 from the Kiara Sky Dip Essentials, and this is the Seal Protect, which is going to activate and harden the layers of dip powder. So you do want to make sure that you go in with a very generous coat of this to all of the nails. I like to let it sit for about 2 to 5 minutes. It's definitely a personal preference though. I kind of just get on my phone and scroll through Instagram and get carried away sometimes looking at different things, different inspirational nail sets and all of that. So really it depends how long you want to let it sit for, but that's roughly how long I let it sit. After it does sit, that means the nails will be fully hardened and the dip powder layers are no longer gummy. They now have a very hard texture to them. So you are now ready to go in with your filing and buffing. Taking a Kiara Sky Rectangle 100 grit hand file, I am going to be crisping the shape of these nails. Because I did do full cover nail tips and I did keep a very clean dip powder application, there really isn't much filing that I have to do. But I just like to go in a little bit and just crisp things up and make sure everything looks super clean. I will also buff the surface of the nails just to make sure I smooth everything out, because I did only do 2 coats of dip powder and didn't apply any like clear dip powder over top to seal in the color. If you are also doing this, you do want to be very easy and gentle with your buffing. It really only needs a little bit of buffing just to smooth out the nail. You don't want to buff any of that product off, especially if you didn't clear cap the colored dip powder, because you don't want to have areas where you stay buffing for too long and then the color is disappearing from that area and you just have a uneven color on the nail. So do keep that in mind. I am just doing very gently, not staying in one area for too long, just quickly going over top of the nails to smooth them out. After filing and buffing, I went ahead again, removed all of the dust, which is a very important thing when you're doing dip powder nails, especially when working with the dip powder liquids. I then am going in with my second coat of Seal Protect, and this is just going to ensure that the layers of dip powder are hard. They are not gummy, they just have a very hard texture. So after I allowed that to dry, I decided that I kind of wanted to do a abstract line nail set. So I am using Bubble Gem for my color, just one of the colors I showed in the beginning, a very pretty purple Diamond FX gel polish. I put some out on a palette and I am using a line brush here to just draw on some different lines, swirls, just giving a very abstract look. Honestly, after I was finished with the dip powder application, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was going to do just French tips on all of the nails, switching up the different colors, but I decided I don't want to do French tips. Sometimes I have struggled or have problems with my French tips, and I just felt like this specific day I was going to struggle with the French tips. So I decided that I would pass on the French tips and kind of just do an abstract nail set. I don't think I've done a nail set in this type of theme or like aspect in a while, so I decided it would fit perfectly. I also just really like the way that the nails looked in the end when I had the flash on them. I thought they looked so stunning. I do wish though that I would have used more than just one of the Diamond FX gel polish colors. I wish that for each of the nails I would have done a different color, but it's okay. I still really like this purple color. It's super beautiful. I love the glitters in it. I also feel this is a beginner friendly nail set. We did some jelly tips, so a gel extension application. I then did a dip powder overlay, and then I'm just going in with some very basic and easy nail art. I didn't really struggle with this much at all. Sometimes I look at the lines and don't like how I put them or where they're at, but overall for drawing the lines, it isn't really hard, especially for if you're going for an abstract look. One line could be super thick and the other line could be super thin and it could still look fine. But this is also very helpful getting to know your line work, like kind of how heavy you are pushing down to get a thicker line, and if you're not applying as much pressure to get a thinner line. So a set like this can actually be very beneficial to try and do, because it can be very helpful to a beginner to really know how much pressure you should be applying to get the right thickness that you want to get for a line. Of course, it is going to be a little bit more difficult when you are using a gel polish that is completely full of glitter. That was really the only struggle that I had, but I did make sure that I just made like all of the entire line the correct, like there was no sparse areas in the line, if that makes sense, just so I didn't have to go in with a second coat. And because this is super pigmented and has so much glitter in it, I didn't really struggle too much with that, other than just keep continuing going over the line just to make sure it was completely built up. For each of the nails, I did go ahead and pop them into the nail lamp for 30 seconds. That way I didn't bump and mess up the lines. but I didn't really have anything I was going off of. I was kind of just rolling with the flow and working this out, but I also wanted to let you know that I haven't sped up much of the video because I heard from you guys that you like me to keep my videos in real time, and I really do appreciate the feedback from you guys because I am making these videos for you guys to help you learn to see the ways that I do things, what works for me, giving you guys some different inspiration. So getting feedback from you guys, good quality feedback, I do really appreciate that. And I hope that you guys are now enjoying the videos a little bit more since I am keeping them in real time. So you can work with me, do your own nails. You can kind of just see the real process of how I am doing things. So I was going to let the rest play out, but I kind of got carried away with talking, and I'm on the last nail that I will be doing on camera. I did do my thumb off camera as a Instagram reel, but it is the same exact thing as all of the other nails. So here how they are looking. I really like them. I think they look super cute, especially giving a very abstract look to them. I am now going to be taking the Kiara Sky Glossy Top Coat, applying a layer of this to all of the nails and curing for 30 seconds in the nail lamp. After the top coat was cured, that was the final step of the nail set. I went ahead and did my thumb. I am now going to be using my all-time favorite cuticle oil. If you have not picked up this Kiara Sky Rose Scent Cuticle Oil, you need to right now. It smells so amazing. Now, I will say that if you don't like stronger scent cuticle oils or like really scented cuticle oils, don't pick it up, but it makes my hands smell so good. It feels like I just put on lotion or like sprayed perfume. It smells amazing. I love this one so much, but I did go ahead and apply that to my cuticles to nourish them, and of course, like I always say, top off the nail set. And here is the finished look. These nails are definitely very simple and plain, basic. They're giving though. I like them. I think they're very cute. I love the abstract look, and I need some inspiration on some nail sets that you guys want to see from me. Today is also St. Patrick's Day, so happy St. Patrick's Day. I didn't have a chance to do any St. Patrick Day nails, but we are getting into spring nail sets. But I feel like every time I think of spring nail sets, I'm getting the same image in my head, and I can't think of anything else other than those very trendy flowers. So tag me in stuff you see on TikTok, either if it's a nail hack, nail design, tag me on Instagram, send me something through Instagram DM, or leave something in the comments below that you want me to try, or a nail set you want me to recreate, or something like that. But here are the nails in flash, super stunning. There was sadly not much sun the day that I did these nails. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video, but as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all next time.